about spending 10 hours reading this thing. You guys, if you're familiar at all with Dave and I and our history, Dave and I both have, the last 10 years have been difficult to roll with us. We've gone through a great deal of turmoil and life-altering events. Some of them are almost incomprehensible and hard to even talk about. That's one of the reasons why I had to write this thing, because it's just not things you can talk about in interviews. If there's anyone here who's actually read this thing, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it started in '99. At the peak of Saving Machine's success, we were selling hundreds of thousands of albums in Europe and touring 3 or 4 times a year over there. And yeah, things were just, we were outselling 9 Inch Nails and Manson at the time in Europe. And we were just, like I said, at the top of it. And a combination of me missing my children and wanting to be at home, and my calling being very, very pulled to be home, to be a father first and foremost. And some events, earth-shattering events that took place in '99 led me to basically a 10-year kind of hiatus. That's a nice way of putting it. Dave, as I said, as I touched on, Dave went through some heavy times as well, and it's affected both of our ministries, our ability to be engaged, to be out there and in the trenches. And we are, I was talking about the parallels and timelines and things like that. And call it irony, call it God. That's what I like to call it. God's timing. But it's undeniable at this point that it's not a coincidence that Dave and I are both back at the same time. Somehow the healing has come full circle. Somehow the timing of that healing has come full circle, and here we are. And there's things that affected both of us and our ability to minister, our ability to nurture our ministries, and financial problems, things like that. It takes money to even be able to do this sort of thing. And Dave and I both hit some really hard times, and that's just a symptom, a side effect of some of the major issues, but it did make it virtually impossible for us to keep the ministries alive at that time. But we're in a situation now, both of us, praise God, and we're probably both in a better place than we've ever been. We've learned a lot over the last 10 years, and it's that old analogy: the strongest metal is forged by the hottest fire. And we have definitely walked through some flames over the last decade. But here we are, and there's good things to come. And my prayer, my deepest prayer would be to see the next time something like this happens, the next time Donna and Bill can put something like this together, and this type of movement can come together, my prayer would be to see triple the numbers that we have here this year. And that means new believers, more people into this community, more people into this fold.